is advancing at an incredible pace.
This is Miss Williams,
redefining
a
every
fourth-grade
aspect of our
teacher.
lives on a daily basis.
This is Miss Williams' math class.
Yet the
A
basic
typical
classroom
group of
experience
curious
for
and
both
aspiring
teachers and
individuals.
students has remained the same since the 18th century.
Miss Williams is using Time to Know's unique digital teaching platform, which empowers her with new
Teachers
ways to
need new
reach
and
and
effective
teach her
tools to
students.
support each student's unique way of learning.
Miss Williams
Every
enters her
day
main
you hear
screen
about new
and selects the
revolutionary
relevant
solutions.
lesson from the Time to
Flipped
Know
classrooms,
recommended curriculum,
educational
which
tablets,
covers the entire
clickers,
year.
smartboards, iPads,
Today's
social
lesson is about
LMSs.
comparing fractions.
Stop. There are no magic
As the lesson
solutions.
begins,
So what
the
are you
entire
really
class
looking
views
for?
a short,
A solution
motivating
your
clip
teachers
that
will
presents an
embrace.
authentic
A
math
solution
problem.
your students will
Get
relate
ready to see who
And
will
most
be
of
the
all,
school champion of the
proven pedagogical
200-yard
results.
race.
Time
The
to Know's digital
competitors,
teaching platform
Lou,
is the optimal platform
Ben,
for meaningful teaching and learning
John,
that harnesses technology
and
to
Andy.
deliver proven results.
On your marks, get set, go!
Meet Miss
The
Williams.
competition
a
is not
sixth-grade
over
teacher.
yet. Andy is in the
Today
lead.
she's going to conduct a
Lou
lesson
ran
about ratios
4/5
for
of the
her
course.
students using
Ben
the Time
ran
to Know
2/3 of the
platform.
course. John
The
ran
lesson
6/7 of
starts
the course.
with a video that presents the
Miss
students
Williams
with a
asks
mathematical
if
problem.
Andy is in the lead, who is in second
There's a new
place.
recycling project
A
at
lively
school.
class
The
discussion
students
immediately
split into
ensues.
two unequal groups.
Next, Miss
For every
Williams
5
directs her
students that
students
collect
to
bottles
discover
from
the
city,
answer on
there
their
are 3
own.
students that collect
She
bottles from
activates the
beach.
first learning activity, called the
Karen
race,
announces
and they
that the
begin
city
to
group
work
will collect
individually.
700 bottles
Some
more.
students have put on
Is she
earphones
right?
to get additional help.
Using the workspace, Miss
Let's
Williams
see how
chooses a
Tony is
ratio
doing.
applet to model the
He
problem.
is asked to indicate what part of the whole racetrack each runner has run, using a familiar
After
fraction
introducing
applet.
the applet,
He
the
can
students
see
are
that
assigned to
Lou ran
explore the problem
4/5
by
of the
themselves.
race, so he
Jennifer
commands the
has
mathematical
strong
applet
mathematical
to
skills
divide the
and
strip
is
into
assigned to
5
the beyond
bars
level group of
and
students.
highlights 4 of them. For Ben, he generates 3 bars and highlights 2.
Whereas Tom
he does the same
has a
for
hard
John
time with math
and ranks the
and is
runners
assigned to the
according to their
approaching
position
level
in the
group.
results
He
table.
uses additional hints
Now he
designed
is asked to
support his
suggest a
learning.
fraction representing how far Andy ran.
They both work
Knowing
seamlessly
that Andy
on
is in the
differentiated
lead,
activities,
Tony adds a
which are
new strip
orchestrated by the
representing
teaching
Andy's position
platform.
on the track and decides to divide it into 8 bars. He then highlights 7 of them.
Miss Williams is notified that Tom is
Satisfied
having
with his
difficulty
result,
and goes
Tony
over to see
writes
how
the
she can help.
corresponding fraction in the
The
results
system
table
generates another
and sends
alert.
his answer
This
to Miss
time,
Williams.
many students are struggling with question number 4. Miss Williams taps
In the
the
gallery,
pause button
Tony's
and the message
answer is
"Eyes
added
on
to the
teacher"
answers the
appears on
other students have
students'
submitted.
screens. Now
that
she can
all of the
review
students
task
have
together
completed
with the
their
class
task,
before they
Miss
resume
Williams
working.
uses the eyes on the
students
teacher
send their
function
work to the
to focus
gallery.
their attention on the main
Then
board.
Miss Williams opens
Using
a
the
discussion
gallery
with the class,
feature, Miss Williams displays 2 correct answers and asks,
in which they compare
why
two
are these
different
2
problem-solving
answers correct?
strategies.
To help her students, she displays the fraction bars representing
When the lesson
second,
ends, she
third,
taps the
and
end button
fourth
and
places
receives an
and
immediate
adds
session
Tony's and
report.
Jane's suggestions for first place. Miss Williams asks, can you
After the
explain
lesson,
why
Miss
7
Williams
eighths
reviews
and
the
11
performance of her
twelfths are
students
greater
and
than
sees that
6
Tom
sevenths?
actually improved
The
his
class is
performance
still
during the
struggling
lesson.
for an answer. To help them, Miss Williams sorts the fractions according to size.
She
I
decides
know,
it's time to assign
because
him to the
7
on-level
eighths
group.
and 11 twelfths are missing a smaller part than 6 sevenths.
The class has just discovered the complete to whole rule. Now
She
it's
then
time
adds a
to
note for
practice the
tomorrow's
new
lesson
rule.
with a link to
Based
a
on the
YouTube
student's
video about
progress,
ratios
Time to
that
Know
will
has
summarize the
analyzed
topic
each
before the
student's
next
learning
math
needs
assessment.
and made personal recommendations for activities at his or her level. Miss Williams uses the
Maximizing
information to
efficient
divide the
teaching time in
class into
class
2
and
groups.
providing students the
Students
ability
in
to
the red
practice
group
in their
can
own learning
individually
styles
practice the rule
leads to
in a
improved
game
results
called
for
the
students
Fraction
and
War.
teachers,
For the advanced blue
decreasing
group,
underachievement
Miss Williams has
and
provided a
increasing high
link to the
achievement.
Mathematics Encyclopedia,
exactly what
where they're
Time to Know has
introduced to
been
the
doing
Rhind
worldwide
Papyrus
since
scroll in order to
2006.
explore Egyptian fractions. The advanced students are moving along rapidly, while the students in the red group are taking their time. Each student is free to advance at his or her own level. Meanwhile, the power of differential learning is also being implemented in Miss Johnson's English Language Arts class. They are about to start exploring a text passage. Miss Johnson has created 3 reading groups in her class: pre-level, on-level, and above-level. Gabriella has just moved to the above-level group from the on-level group, while Ben is still in the pre-level group. They're both presented with differentiated text passages. While the content of each passage is identical, the text that Ben reads is simpler in terms of lexical complexity. In the past, Ben struggled with reading and couldn't concentrate. The text reader assists him. He hears the narration with headphones while simultaneously viewing the highlighted paragraphs. Kwan heard many voices coming from outside the family hut. It was late, and such conversations were unusual at this hour. An embedded dictionary provides additional support. Back in math class, Miss Williams monitors the progress and performance of each of her students in real time while they are working. This allows her to instantly identify students who are having difficulties and offer an immediate response. An alert on her screen indicates that Tony is still struggling with his worksheet, so she decides to approach him and offer her personal assistance. The lesson is about to end, so Miss Williams assigns her class their homework, which they can complete online. After class, she chooses to log in to review the lesson she had just completed teaching. Based on her class performance that day, she decides to add more practice activities for tomorrow. So she searches the content library for an appropriate game that covers the same state standards and assigns the game to the lower performing students. She is ready for tomorrow's class.